This is the 2023 Subaru Crosstrek, and I'm the lucky guy who gets to drive it over the next few months as my long-term test vehicle. Now this car is the 2-litre S variant. It is the flagship of the petrol-powered Crosstrek range, and I'm really excited to get behind the wheel of this over the next 8,000 kilometers or so and see exactly what this car is like in the flesh, in person, and driving it about every single day. Now, I do apologize a little bit. This car is a little bit dirty. I've just done 2 trips to Canberra and back. I've done about 2,000 kilometers so far. And in this video, we're gonna have a look at my first impressions on the Crosstrek and delve into some of the nitty-gritty about the car. So what exactly do I plan to do over the next few months with the Crosstrek? Well, I want to go visit my family back home in Brisbane. So I'll do the Sydney to Brisbane trip, do a bit of a road trip, see how comfortable this car is on the highway. And also, when I get up there, I want to go to the Noosa National Park, take it onto the beach and actually see what this car's all-wheel drive system is like. That symmetrical all-wheel drive system that Subaru is famous for. I want to take it on the sand, have a bit of fun, and I will report back to you in a couple of months about how I go. But we're going to do this test properly, and by saying that I mean that we're going to be testing for any creaks, squeaks or rattles in the interior. Make sure this car is as solid as ever, especially if you want to buy one, which is really, really important. But before we get into the rest of this introduction for my long-term test vehicle, make sure you like and subscribe to Chasing Cars. So let's start off by talking about my initial impressions after a month of driving this car around the city streets and on the highway. I'm going to tell you exactly what I like and don't like so far about the new Subaru Crosstrek 2-litre S. First up, in terms of design, I think the Subaru is a pretty smart looking car and it's got a real adventurous sort of spirit which really fits with Australian buyers, especially if you like hiking or camping. This car will fit into your lifestyle very nicely. So what exactly powers the Subaru Crosstrek in 2023? Well, let me tell you, it is the same engine that was in the XV previously. It's a 2-litre, flat-4, naturally aspirated petrol engine. It makes outputs of 115 kilowatts and 196 Newton meters worth of torque. So this FB20D engine is pretty much exclusive to the Crosstrek globally. Unfortunately, it only gets the 2-litre engine and not the 2.5 that is offered in markets such as the USA. And I guess with this engine, I just find that it would really benefit from being the 2.5 litre engine or even having a turbocharger fitted. It would make it so much more efficient and a little bit more refined. But I'll tell you more about this engine in a few months' time once I've handed the keys back to Subaru, and I'll tell you exactly what I think about this powertrain. So some of the great value add features in the Crosstrek 2-litre S include a glass sunroof, leather appointed seats, satellite navigation, and also a really good Harman Kardon 10-speaker sound system, which I've been pumping quite a lot lately. I've been having my Android Auto paired up, I've had my Spotify going, and the sound is pretty impressive for a car of this price point. Now, one of the other cool things is that this car has a 360-degree camera system, and I know a lot of cars have that these days, but I found it really useful in the first month of ownership. Basically, my apartment complex garage is very dark. I've got a small wall on one side of my car space and then a pole on the other. So I find it really useful to be able to see all around the car so I don't damage it, which is a plus. Now this 11.6-inch screen is standard across the Crosstrek range, and it's a pretty impressive unit. You'll also find that in cars such as the Outback. Lots of functionality. All the climate control is now digital and in the screen, but you've also got your satellite navigation built in, and of course there's wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is a big plus. So jumping into the back of the Crosstrek, look, it's pretty good back here. There's actually a cool little divot in the roof that gives you extra headroom, which is really nice. Knee room, not too bad with my driver's seat sat as it is. Plenty of toe room. It's actually pretty comfortable. I don't know how good it would be with 5 people back here, like 5 full-grown adults, but I think it's not too bad in terms of space and packaging. There are some door bins on the side here that you can fit water bottles in. There's a USB-C and a USB-A port just in the center there, but there's no rear air vents. So that's a bit of a downside. And there is a flip down armrest, as you can see right here, with 2 cup holders, which is really convenient as well. So good to know. Not too bad back here in the back seat. So what do I like about the Crosstrek long-termer so far after a month of driving? Well, the thing I like the most is that it's quite comfortable to drive. It's very easy to drive, and I could see someone who's just got their license or maybe a second family car, this would be a really good suit. I find the suspension to be very soft and comfortable, and the seats are really good too. And it's a bonus that they're leather in this 2-litre S variant. Now, it's not all rosy, and that comes down to the fact about this powertrain. It's just not good enough, and I think Subaru could do a much better job with it. And the reason for that is that it's extremely revvy. It's not particularly powerful, this engine, and so the CVT just revs and revs and revs, almost to the red line when you've got your foot straight on the throttle, and like when you're entering the freeway or trying to do an overtake. And on overtaking, I just don't think it's very safe. You need that power to get past someone safely and not put you in a dangerous situation. And this car just doesn't have enough guts to get going quickly. However, there are some good points with the powertrain linked to this symmetrical all-wheel drive system. It's really good when it rains, really, really good. Lots of grip, and it's pretty impressive off-road too. You find that there's so much traction, and the car sort of articulates quite well over some of these rough trails that I've been on lately. It's been really impressive and one of the defining features of the Subaru Crosstrek. Now, I will test out some more off-roading sort of driving soon when I go to Queensland. I'm going to take it up to the beach and see how that X mode system works. So stay tuned for another video where we'll be doing a lot of sand driving and some off-roading. So those are my first impressions and feelings on my new long-termer, the Subaru Crosstrek 2-litre S. But if you have any questions that you want answered, feel free to put them in the comment section down below and we'll get back to you. But if you want to just ride along for the journey, then definitely do so. There'll be more updates coming on the Crosstrek, and especially my adventures up to Queensland, which should be a really fun time. But if you're hungry for more info on the Crosstrek, I've already done a launch review of this very car, the 2-litre S, which you can find on the Chasing Cars YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching, and if you do like this content, make sure you like and subscribe to Chasing Cars.